Oh, it's fun, crazy. It's painful, but it's wonderful. What is the name?
It's Royce Unchained.
All right, Patrick, how about that Game 3 Dodgers and Blue Jays that went on till, what, approximately 2 a.m. Central?
Did you make it to the end?
No,
No,
12:20.
no, no. Oh, you made it to 12:20. You made it later than I did.
I fell asleep.
Once the Dodgers tied it, I went downstairs and nodded off. I was a little surprised. I woke up in the middle of the night and looked to see what the score might have been, and it was just getting over at that time. 18 innings, what, 6 hours and 6.5 hours, right? 6.5 hours, is that
I have
right?
to look at the time
I
of the
think
game.
that's what it was. And you know what's amazing is how slow these playoff games are going, even with the speed up rules, right? Can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine what these games would be like if they hadn't come up with the pitch clock? My God, it would. And if they allowed you to use all the pitchers you wanted to anytime you wanted
And
to,
trips to the mound?
trips to the
That's what
mound,
started
yeah,
that, what?
yeah,
The Nationals Cardinals, right?
yeah, yeah. So.
Ugh.
But it's I think our America's team, the Blue Jays, is in trouble. Are in trouble here. So yeah, they when they got that 2-run lead, they had to figure out a way to hold that, and when they couldn't do that, that was pretty well it, I think. But you know what? Here was my thought.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hockey audience over the years has come to realize that the tie-breaking thing is not a bad idea, right? I mean, the three on three might be stupid, but they've come to accept giving away a point on a you know something in the 5 minute overtime, 3 on 3,
Or the shootout.
the gimmick, yeah, and then the
Mm-hmm.
shootout. They've accepted the gimmick, and I think last night's game helps baseball fans accept the gimmick of putting the runner at second base. Because as in hockey, they're not going to decide a game in the playoffs with the gimmick, right?
Right.
And in baseball, they're doing the same. They have the gimmick that they use all season,
Yep.
and then come the playoffs and World Series, they don't have the gimmick. They play old rules, and with modern pitching, you've seen how hard it is to score runs. We wouldn't be. We'd have a lot of 15, 16 inning games, I think, and if we let them do this. So I guess I still hear the old timers, and I'm an old timer, complain
Yep.
about about putting the guy on second, and I think a lot of us were even saying, well, do it in the 12th inning, maybe play a couple innings like you normally would, but
Yep.
I guess I'm now comfortable with the idea of putting a guy at second after last night, after 6.5 hours, you know. And it's funny because all the headlines today, every place I looked on the internet this morning, classic. This was a classic. Well, it might have been a classic, but nobody was still watching, right? They're
3 a.m. on the
3
East
a.
Coast, Pat. 3
Yeah,
a.m. So if you're
yeah.
in Toronto, if you're a Blue Jays fan, 3 a.m.
3 a.m. So your share in the neutral cities was probably about a two. It might have
Mm-hmm.
been tied with the soccer games. So anyway, it was it was a good lesson for us old grouchy people who don't like the changes in baseball. That okay, so having a tiebreaker is how many times in the NHL, so we've been doing this how long now? A decade, basically. How long
Yeah.
have we
Probably a
had the
decade.
3 on 3? A decade.
Yeah. Probably 8, 10 years.
How often have we said this crooked 3 on 3 system has cost our team a chance to be in the playoffs? I don't think very often, right? So I
No,
think
and plus, again, the shootout's the only thing that I hate because putting a guy on second, you're still playing baseball, and 3 on
yes,
3,
right.
you're still playing hockey.
And you know what we've also discovered is getting that run home from second isn't that routine. I
No.
mean it's what is it, 60% maybe less than that. Maybe it's
Yeah,
50
that's a good. That's a.
50. I don't
I have
know.
no idea.
Yeah. So anyway, it was it's going to be interesting. Of course, the biggest thing that happened last night is Springer got hurt, so
Yeah.
that definitely already reduces Toronto's chances. And boy, the Dodger fans, they haven't forgotten the 2017 World Series, have they? They're still mad at George. So
Oh, and Correa, when Correa
yes,
was
Correa.
there with the
Oh
Twins
yeah,
before he got traded, they booed the crap out of him.
yes, yes. And you know what? Now that was a bit of a gimmick. I mean, that was probably a little crooked, but they did win 2 out of 3 games at Dodger Stadium, I believe, right?
Yeah, I think that's
They
right.
they
Yeah.
won they won at least
Yeah.
they won 2 games at Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
I know. I don't know if it was 2 out of 3. Oh, it might have been 2 out of 4 because the Dodgers might have been the home team and
Yeah.
Houston might have been the middle team. So they did win a couple of games at Dodger Stadium without having a garbage can to help them out. So
Hey, where does Otani rank for you?
well, it ranks for me is first of all, let me say you have to pitch to the right spot with that. If you make a mistake, he's become I'm sitting here trying to hit a home run guy, right?
Yep.
He's looking in this area, and if you throw a pitch in that area, you're in trouble. And but never been anything like it, really, because everybody says Babe Ruth.
No.
Ruth, well, Babe, pitched, and then he didn't go play in the field or anything. He didn't. He just
And he
he
quit
pitched.
pitching.
He quit. Yeah, he quit pitching to play in the field.
Yeah.
So there's never been. I mean, we've talked about having two-way players. The guy from remember the guy that Tampa drafted, the
Mm-hmm.
left-handed pitcher, but that didn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
And generally speaking, it's because they can't hit, right? That they can't make the transition of if they're pitching, they don't make the transition. So there has been. I'd like to know what vitamins mom and dad were giving that kid as he was growing up, though, man. I mean, the guy's unbelievable. How'd he get like that physically, I wonder?
I don't know, but I mean, his
He's
abilities
a
are just,
beast.
there's no comp for it.
No, 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 there is not. And what is he now? 31? 31, right?
I think
31.
I thought Phil said he's 29 still, but he's
I
around
thought it was
30.
31. I thought he just turned 30.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, there is no comp for it, really. Not. I mean, Dave Winfield might have been, but they
Yeah, that's a good
didn't
point.
let him pitch. I actually wrote that column with Winnie last year talking about it because Winnie kind of liked the idea that. I mean, you know what was funny? The first 3 years that Winnie was with the Gophers, he didn't hit. Once in a while, he'd pinch hit, but it wasn't until his senior year that Siebert let him play in the field. I mean, to hit, be in the lineup when he didn't pitch. So he still was like the Friday pitcher or the ace pitcher, but they didn't let him hit. It was such a foreign idea to a guy, to a guy being one of your best that you could, if he was a great hitter, you could play him in the field and then let him pitch on his pitching day. That for 3 years, Whitty was with the Gophers and didn't hit.
I
And
didn't
then
know that. It's remarkable.
the Padres, bring him to when he negotiates with the Padres. When he went up to, he spent 2 years with the Fairbanks Gold Panners in the Alaska College League, right, which was big back then. I think it's still there, but there weren't any. There were Cape Cod and Alaska were your options basically. And they let Winnie pitch and hit up there. And there's now a statue of him outside the ballpark in Fairbanks, Alaska, of Winnie. They put up a statue a few years ago because he was so good up there. And it was the summer before his senior year with the Gophers. He was like the MVP of that league, hitting wise, more than pitching wise. So the Gophers finally let him do this. But, he certainly could have played in the field and been a reliever. Came in the eighth,
Oh, for
ninth
the
inning.
Padres?
for the Padres
Oh,
and
absolutely.
throw bullets.
He would have been
But
good.
whether he could have done this, pitch 6 innings. Of course, one nice thing about baseball is they basically changed the rules for this guy. They
Otani does.
changed
Yes.
they changed the rules that he can stay in the lineup when he leaves the mound. So I mean he can he can become the DH, which is basically a
That's like
change.
a Legion rule.
Yeah, right. It is. It's a state amateur baseball or something. It is, but they've done a lot of things for this guy, including turning their blind eye. First of all, letting the Dodgers get away with 70 million a year in deferred money on to call it, so they $25 million less of a cap hit basically. And then they've also, I don't think they investigated real vigorously the the betting thing, the gambling thing that sent his interpreter to prison. So I still have a hunch that there's something went on there that that baseball doesn't want to know about.
Oh my God! I mean the NBA cannot drop this. The
Yes.
Chauncey Billups and the player, they cannot drop that quick enough. Like, it's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. It is. It is. Well, how about Class A? How about what?
I know, it's
It,
great.
how
It's a great
is
story.
how is one of the three best relief pitchers in baseball suddenly having an empty locker and the Cleveland's never talking about it? How is that not a huge daily story until you find out for sure what happened? I mean, I guess we know for sure what happened, but does that tell you about America's lack of occupying their time worrying about baseball? Does that tell you that? I
Well,
mean, is
but
this was a football scandal or something? What would we?
But I
We
think it's our attention span too, Pat. We're just on to the next thing so quickly now that whether it be baseball or football or basketball, like this basketball story back in the day, if this had broke,
oh
this
yeah,
thing would have had legs for weeks.
yes. Well,
And it was
and
like a
then
2 day story, and we're still like, oh, okay, so that's fine. It was a
and,
card game for Chauncey, and Terry
yeah,
Rozier's
and
not that good.
the other guy, Rozier, is nobody. Is nobody worried that they knew about Rozier in 2023 and didn't do anything?
They said he's
Because
hurt. He's hurt.
they had the video of it. They had the video of this guy making and the word was out on that. There wasn't stories about that.
Yeah,
And then it just disappeared, and he ended up with a $26 million a year contract.
and they didn't tell the Heat.
Yeah,
Because I think he was like what, Charlotte or something at the time, and then
yeah,
the league basically
yeah.
told the Hornets he's
We
hurt, he's not playing.
Well, they also said in 2024, they released a statement saying, we've seen nothing
Yeah,
to implicate, to make us think that Terry Rozier was involved in any nefarious gambling. They whitewashed it, basically.
yes,
So I tell you what, everybody in sports has got to be terrified that what the next thing is going to be with
oh yeah,
because I think we were talking about this the other day. It's in gambling, and I think you and I both back in our day, and not thousands of dollars, but we made a bet, right? In the late 70s,
yeah,
maybe in the
yes.
late 70s. And you know what the problem? You know what the worst part about betting is? When you get down, when you're down dollars, when you're the worst mistake anybody makes is when, let's say back 40 years ago, when you're 200 down on Monday, right? You try to get even, don't you? You always try to get even on
Or like
Monday.
Sunday night, or like Sunday night. If
Yes,
you're down after the NFL games, there's
yeah,
NBA games, there's an
yeah, you
extra football game.
try to get even. Well, that's
Yep.
if you're a college basketball player and you've gotten into the gambling, which you're now allowed to gamble on pro sports according to the
What are we doing
NCAA.
with that one?
That is the stupidest thing of all time. You know, okay, maybe it doesn't make any difference if somebody from Arizona State gambles on the Arizona football team, but how about when they're $15,000 down to Rudy the hitman, you know? And then he says, you missed a couple of shots tonight and we're even.
All's
So,
forgiven.
yeah,
That's 100% the problem.
yeah, it is. And whatever. And I can't believe the NCAA, did they not announce that administrators and everybody can now gamble on pro sports? They just
Right?
can't. Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
crazy. It's absolutely
it
crazy. And
is.
you're right. Like, this is tip of the iceberg stuff.
Oh God,
Like,
yes.
Terry Rozier is not the only guy
No.
who's doing this, and the player props are the problem, because it used to be like what, the Boston College scandal, right, in the
Mm.
50s, where they fixed games. You don't have to fix a game anymore. You just have to
No.
fix your own personal line.
Yes, right. That's true. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you
I
can,
mean, Class A just
you
had to
know,
throw a ball. It didn't make, if he had
one
missed
pitch.
just a little bit, he
Yeah,
wouldn't have been.
be thrown. What? Just throw in the dirt outside. Don't throw it
It's got to be like a
fucking 12
pitch,
feet.
pitch
Yeah,
out.
yeah. That looked like Naked Gun there at the end. What it was. It
It's
was.
incredible.
It is. They're just. I don't know where we're headed here. It's just the to make last night. I'm watching the baseball game, and boom, right out of boom, DraftKings, all over the
Well,
place.
and have you noticed too, especially because things have changed so much between that angle and the league partners now, right? Because the
Yes,
league is, if you're the NBA, NBC and Peacock better not screw you. So between those two things,
yeah,
the 25 years ago, the media coverage of this stuff
mhm,
would have been so much more intense, and they would start to sniff around for other instances. Now they're like, no problem at all. Let's just go to
yes,
DraftKings, in your point.
yeah, yes, that's right. Speaking of Peacock and those places, if I was a Timberwolves fan,
This is awful.
I would hate this. Both games this week,
I know.
8:40, right?
And
8:40 start.
weekday,
Weekday, yeah, that's what
Monday,
I mean.
Wednesday.
Weekdays. Monday, Wednesday, 8:40.
Yep.
Uh we got to get in the East, baby. We need those two expansion teams in Vegas and Seattle, so that Minneapolis can become an Eastern time zone instead of a Western time zone. And by the way, I know Ant being around makes a difference, but with Ant playing, I don't like this team already. When I told you at the start of last year, even when the last season, even when they won 13 in a row, I didn't like the Twins. I don't think I like this team. Randall's playing great, by the
Yep.
way, and he's in fantastic shape.
Yep.
But I don't know about, and McDaniel's is great. He's playing great. But I suppose you get Ant back. You got three. Everybody always says you need three great players. Maybe that's enough, but they don't have a point guard, and they got big holes other places, and you know I don't know. So far, didn't I read when in the run up here, Judd, how there was a greater concentration to improve in preparation, improve defensively to get back to where they were 2 years ago. That ain't happening.
Hasn't worked, Pat.
Getting up 120 a night, for God's sakes, it's unbelievable. And Rudy, every night, Rudy, God love him, he gets 7 rebounds and 6 points. And wow, he's gotten lost completely in the shuffle here. So I don't know. I just don't think they're playing very well with new ownership. I can see a bad after effect
I
there.
can't wait till you go to a game and see the new theater style lighting where
Oh,
it's
I
all
bet.
dark, but the court it's like going to a Broadway play.
Oh, have you been there yet?
No, but I'm going to try
I
to go tomorrow because I want to see the court.
want to see the yes. It's we Well, the start, Rowan Preston, who's basically our play, doesn't he write about
Yeah,
plays?
theater
He
critic.
he wrote the light. He wrote about how great the lights were here. So I don't know who sold him
You know what we
that
call it,
idea.
Pat? Norm Green would know this. We call it lipstick on a pig.
Yes, that's right. That's
It's
right.
what every group does. They get into the building and they're like, it's a piece of crap. What can we do? And it
Yeah.
ends up they just, spend frivolously on things they think will help, but really what's going to help is a wrecking ball to the arena.
Yeah, that's true. Uh, so the other, you brought up Norm. I was just thinking about him the other day too. That I think the greatest marketing idea ever was when he went to the Timberwolves game and saw the dance line back when they weren't. They were,
Yeah.
gently clothed back then. They didn't wear, the early years. It was more pornography than it is now. And then he came back and he had the dance girls, what, in the stands, right? Low, right in front of the boards down there. Didn't he have the
The
guy,
star, what,
starlights or whatever they were?
oh no, the electric star dancers.
The electric
That's
star
what it was.
dancers.
The
They
electric
didn't
star
they didn't
dancers.
skate though, did they?
No, they just
They
danced
didn't
around.
they danced
No,
in the play.
they used to have a skating line with when
Yeah,
the guns on, but they would come out like an ice capades between periods and
yeah,
perform. These
yeah.
gals would
Just
just
dance. Yeah,
dance in the
like
aisles.
go-go dancers, back
Yeah,
when we knew what go-go dancers were. I don't know.
exactly.
That's kind of a bit of a dated term, go-go dancers,
It
but
is, but that was what they were,
that's
and they gave away money. Norm gave away
yep.
money. You remember that?
Oh
Starbucks.
yeah, you're giving away money. Yeah, I told you, Norm, when they played the Canadians in January, I think in January, and they had 4,000 people. 8 o'clock in the morning, he called. Norm was so desperate, he called me at home. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, go to the finals. That'll be a good idea. Take a 15th place team to the finals. That'll help. You know.
Oh
So
God.
that is one of the great miracles ever. By the way, right here on Score North 1500 ESPN last night,
Yeah.
our Loons won 3-2. I see. Except I looked it up. It was a scoreless tie. No goals. And then it ended up we won the shootout 3-2.
Penalties.
Penalties. We won the penalty kicks 3-2. No goals. Zero. Somebody I watched 5 minutes of Cincinnati and Columbus. They just kicked. I don't get how you people watch this. I do not get it. You know, my emergency contact, Jonathan Harrison.
Loves it.
I
He
think
was
I'm gonna
there.
fire him as my emergency contact. I think he's got too much soccer in his head that if I have a real problem, he won't be able to help me. Be too worried about soccer.
Well, the last time was that what 6 months ago or so when you accidentally
Called.
paged him and he sent me a note asking if you were okay because he was very concerned because
I
you
was
were
in
his.
Northfield. I was in
Yeah,
Northfield,
and the emergency
and
contact went off. I think it was last fall.
and then somehow I ended up dialing Youngblood, and he became my emergency guy. What good do these emergency contacts do me? One of them no longer works at the station, and the other one no longer works at the paper.
And they both don't live anywhere near the Twin
No,
Cities.
they're both
In
too
both
far away.
cases, they're so far
They're
out.
too far away to help me. What the hell? I don't know. I don't. I just better not have any real emergencies. I guess that would be my only. That would be my only thought on it. So.
Hey, what's your opinion of this whole Vikings Carson Wentz playing with his shoulder dangling story?
Well, it certainly looks a little tacky that you that he now has to undergo surgery, and you left him out there to take. Do we know why? Once the game was lost,
They're
why did they not let Brosmer play?
O'Connell said they didn't put Brosmer in until the very end because they didn't want to subject Brosmer as a rookie to what was occurring with guys being out on the offensive line. But I mean, Carson
But
Wentz.
you're the backup
I'm not
quarterback.
defending it.
You have to take that. You
So
have to take that risk when the other guy as courageous as he was, and no matter what he told him, everything about his body language said, "Get me the hell out of here. I'm getting killed."
A dislocated shoulder, a torn labrum, and a fractured socket, which probably should have gotten you pulled out of the second half.
Yes. Oh, the
So
left shoulder
yeah, torn labrum,
fractured.
dislocated, socket was fractured.
Maybe he was just looking for an excuse for the abomination that he could say we had an injured quarterback or
But
something.
why they didn't put Brosmer in, I have no idea. Why they didn't
No.
put McCarthy in, I understand. And by the way, he was the third guy. So
Yeah.
Brosmer goes in next. It's all, I don't
Yeah.
know. But
It's if I wonder if the NFL is going to look into it.
the problem is for as much as O'Connell preaches being a human and
Yeah.
looking out for quarterbacks, that's what's so weird about this. It's such a difference in the
Yes.
philosophy that you didn't take him out. I get playing him and starting him, but halftime he was you could see on his face it hurt watching that game.
Well, my theory was he was that it was that he was getting to the sideline and saying, it's not that bad. But he was getting to the sideline apparently and saying, well, I guess I can still make it,
It's like a
And,
cartoon strip,
yeah,
and the shoulder just keeps going.
especially when you got no chance to win the game. Get him the
I
hell
know.
out of there. Did
And
they
just
bring anybody in today yet? Did they got another quarterback?
I don't know. I don't know. They practice, so they're back at practice officially tomorrow. But yeah, that's the thing is the game was lost. So why not just have Max go in there and hand off,
Yeah,
throw a
which
couple of
is what
short passes. You don't need to run your offense.
what he finally did was go in and
Yeah,
for one series or
one
something.
series.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
it
worst.
was.
It's the worst a Vikings quarterback has gotten the crap kicked out of him in a game, I think, since Archie Manning in Chicago.
Yes, that was.
11 sacks,
And
right?
all. Oh God, was that was unbelievable. My all-time favorite photo. I think it was. I don't know if the Pioneer Press had it or we had it, but remember the guy had the close-up. I don't know even who had it. I can't remember. But his eyes were like he
Yes.
was on the he'd just gotten clobbered for the
He was the
19th time,
strib.
and you could see his eyes rolling. I mean, even though it was a still photo, you could see his eyes disappearing above his head. And I think we kept him in there too, didn't we? Did we finally pull him?
I don't remember, but I think they kept him into the tune of 11 sacks or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, it was
So it was a
11
long
sacks.
time.
It was the
And that's
it
the old
was
Bears. I mean, they kicked
it's
the crap out of you.
you know what's it is amazing to me that team only won one Super Bowl.
Oh, I
I
know.
think that's a tribute to Ditka's lousy coaching.
Yeah.
That because defensively, there's never been anything like it. I was at those back-to-back playoff games at Soldier Field with the Giants and
Oh,
the Rams in the wind
I should say,
and
how
the
cold
cold,
was that?
in the cold, and that was when Sean Landetta punted and the ball was wind was blowing so hard the ball missed his foot. The wind blew the ball away from his foot, and it was unmerciful. And as things got worse, Buddy started sending even more and more. Pretty soon, Buddy was sending like 9 people in there, just knocking the crap out of him. Phil Sims and those guys, they drop into the pocket. By the time they settled the pocket, there were 4 guys there knocking the hell out of them. It was a mercy.
And it was
It
still
was,
turf then, so it was frozen solid, right?
oh yeah, oh yeah, it was
I don't think they
just
had grass at that point.
it was brutal. It was so cold, and they luckily I got inside, but they had like for the NFC title game, they had the only ox was outside.
No.
You know, they had guys,
Oh my God.
they had guys in the ox.
With their computers?
well, well, that was a long time ago. Where the still, yeah, it had to be. I don't know.
Trash 80 or something,
We
yeah.
must have been letting them in somewhere. Are they going down in the basement or something? What a dump that place was, man alive. But yeah, it was amazing. That's for sure. So what do we think about the Lions then? Are they getting all those defensive backs back or not?
I don't know yet, but I mean, I don't like the Vikings' chances if they don't come back even.
No. Well, we'll see. I mean, So with the break here, JJ, there should be a slightly more relaxed JJ, don't you think? That he's had, But then again, you're playing the Lions, and they're going to be coming at you, and you're back
Yeah.
Michigan and that whole thing. But
We just need to see if he can play, period.
yes, that's true. That's true. Because but I can't believe that he's going to be as unsettled as he did in the game too. He was just frightful,
Yeah, he's got
and
to calm down.
he got the ankle sprain or something, but I don't think that had anything to do with it. He was just bad that day, so it'll be interesting. But uh, but as the great man said, crazy league, man.
It is
Goofy
never more
stuff
true.
happens.
Never
Goofy
more
stuff
true.
happen. Yeah, so you know they go in there. The Lions make a couple of goofy mistakes. Campbell goes for it on his own 38 on 4th and 3 and doesn't make it and gives you a touchdown. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe you make a game of it. I don't know.
Every
That you know
weekend.
what? The
Yeah.
first 10 minutes are never going to be more important than Sunday.
Every weekend now, there's the old Sid thing. How do you figure the Dolphins beat the Falcons? You can
Yes.
go down that whole list every freaking Sunday because none of it makes any sense.
Did you have the opportunity to watch any of Kirk?
I did not, but I
I
heard it
don't
was.
believe he practiced. I don't believe he's been going to practice. I think he must be staying home. He had no idea what the hell he was doing, what offense he was running. Take his worst game as a Viking,
Yeah,
and this was worse. That
really.
he just had
The
no
stats weren't good,
preparation.
so.
He's obviously been pouting, and because he's not playing. He, I wonder if he's even been running plays. It just looked like he had no
Wow.
idea what they were running. It was just awful. It
Well, he's
was
collecting a nice
unbelievable.
check for not doing much, so that's for sure.
And it certainly takes any heat off Penix, right? And a
Yeah,
performance like that, they were just brutal. And
interesting.
and their passing game was so bad that they took the running game away from them too. And they do have a running game, but yeah, it was a lot of goofy stuff, but nothing
Hmm.
as goofy as an 18 inning baseball game, though. It's the boys are those two pitching. Not the Dodgers will be fine, but the Blue Jays, the relief pitchers in that team got to be running on fumes. Louis, 11th appearance in 13 games now. Louis last night. So
Ty France came in for Springer last night when
yes,
Springer got. It's like a
that's a
former
bad
Twins reunion.
that's a bad trade, boy.
Oh God, yeah, that's an awful
George
trade.
Springer trade Ty France for George Springer is a
Yeah,
bad trade.
yeah, I'm sure the Jays weren't too excited to see France have to spring up from the bench. I think that was his first playoff appearance or postseason appearance this year. So
Yes,
that's
that's
how
true.
buried he was. Hey, before we wrap up here, sell me a car, Patrick.
By the way, the Cascade is out there in the service center having a couple of, I got up to 67,000 miles on that thing now, and they're doing a couple of little things because I'm shooting for 100 in that convertible, and I think I'll make it thanks to Jim Paul and Brett Paul's Valley Group of GM dealers and the service center. And by the way, I went around and looked, and we have a lot of vehicles ready to go. 2024, 2025 SUVs, great prices, great factory rebates, low interest rates, really low interest rates, and financial people that will make it easy for you to be a new SUV owner. 2024, 2025. Buick has a great line of SUVs, so go check it out in Apple Valley at the Valley Group of GM dealers.
Outstanding, sir. We'll talk to you on Wednesday, Patrick.
All right, Dudley. See
All
you.
right. Bye bye.
Bye.